we're in a recession, or that's what they say. We need to save money. I'm going to take you through 4 things today, and I'm not only going to tell you what they are, I'm going to show you exactly how to save some money so you can keep riding your dirt bike no matter what this crap economy does. First things first, you need to find a local shop. You need to make a relationship with them. You need to go in there and ask them how you can add value to their program in trade for a little discount on parts and accessories. So we're gonna go in, these guys don't even know I'm here, and I'm just gonna ask them what we can do to get a little love on some parts and accessories. I'll take this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Right over here, we got the parts manager. I tracked him down. I'm gonna kind of sneak up on him a little bit and see what we can do to get a little discount here. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
How are you doing? Good. So I've got a guy, a kid that I'm kind of bringing up, and we're trying to figure out how to save a little bit of money.
Okay.
Right? And so I'm kind of hopping around to shops. You guys are the first stop to like, how does a guy add enough value to be able to walk in the door? You don't necessarily know him from Adam, but he's got a proposal for you that's going to say, hey, look, I'll give you 20% off parts and accessories. I'll send you over to the bike department and see maybe they can work a deal with you as well. Like, what does that look like for a guy running shop that you have to make money, but also marketing is expensive too. So can you find a way to work this guy into that program where he's doing a little marketing for you for a little trade on discount?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got several opportunities. Our gear is a good place to start. We've got a closeout rack up front that, it's last year's stuff, but you still get a banging price on it. Still looks slick on the track. We've got a ton of gloves. Opportunities are really endless. Really, any kind of dirt apparel.
So
protective gear.
Tell me this part. If a guy came in and said, I've got open space on my shroud, I'd like to put family power sports there. I've got an open sticker spot on my trailer or my truck. I'd like to put a sticker there. Or even, let's take it even another step further. Hey, do you have a 10x10 tent that I could set up at the races? I'm going to do this race series or this practice schedule where I'm just going to set your stuff up and let people walk by it. Like, is that worth a 20% discount?
Absolutely. I'm all for it. I think if you can slap a sticker on there, get our name out there, I easily throw 15% at it.
Yeah, and guys, so just understand, like, you have to add value to the shop, right? They're going to spend marketing dollars by hiring a marketing manager, by having him shoot videos, edit. They're going to have, guys come in and make sure that the shop looks good and decent or set up at the track. There's going to be things that they have to hire someone to do that if you can come in and lend a helping hand with that and be consistent with it over time, you'd be surprised at what people are willing to offer you in return for that. It's free for them as far as they're just taking a little off the top. They're not paying you a salary, they're not paying you money. It saves them money and it gets their name out there. It's super valuable.
Absolutely.
A little side tip in regards to the shops. These dirt bikes don't have huge margins. So a good way to get shut down in the process of finding a discount is coming in and trying to hassle these guys over $2,000 or $3,000 on one of these bikes. It's just not going to happen. The margins aren't there. You're better off to kind of maybe try to negotiate some of the add-on fees, be the build and the freight and things like that. You may have a little wiggle room there, but there's not a lot of wiggle room in these freaking motorcycles nowadays, right? There's $1,500 maybe. And to keep the lights on in a place this big, it's like, come on, it's really tough to come down on the prices on these bikes. So your best bet is to make up the margins over in the parts and accessories and maybe even the labor department where there's a little more room for that stuff. Merry Christmas, humans. And if you guys want a free personalized video for someone in your family, maybe it's even for yourself, all you gotta do is purchase our Technique Masterclass, and I'm gonna send you a personalized video to whoever you're gifting that to. Man, it's a great gift. It's gonna keep them safe, make them faster. Ho, ho, go. Go do it now. All right, number 2. So I'm going online here. The first place I'm gonna go is Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and I'm gonna click on here, and the first thing that I see when I click on here, limited time sales and specials, save up to 80%, expand with an arrow down. So it's gonna give me an option to go search that. Most of these online sites have some form of incentive just by being on there. Free shipping over $75. If you sign up for their email list, you get 10% off. And or seasonally, they have these big sales and specials. So getting in tune with knowing when that's going to happen, and or just becoming, just letting them send you an email saying what's been updated and what new gear is there, new parts, or whatever, that's going to get you a little money off the top. So all you've got to do is do a little research on these online sites, and you'll automatically save at least 10% off, all the way up to, this says 80%, which is insane. Another thing to keep in mind when you're on these online sites, like for instance, like Parts Unlimited owns Thor gear, so the margins are going to be a little deeper on that gear specific brand. So if you can do a little research and understand what these online retailers have bought and or own, you can go to that section and find that brand, and maybe there's a little more room there, or maybe the sales are a little deeper on those specific brands. All right, we're about to call the local Track Spokes Moto Park, which just so happens to be where we do all our training, and see what they would offer someone that's looking to help out to get maybe a little discount on their ride fees, and if even that's even a possible thing. Hey, I got a quick question for you. A piece of that was, maybe working with the local track, and here's the thing that I want to make sure you understand, that I know and that I want them to understand too, is that it's a lot of work for a track to get a track prepped and ready, and they're not making a cajillion dollars. But also on the flip side, my thought, and you can totally say yeah or no on this, is that there may be like that 3 or 4 positions, if you will, that would open up for someone to come in and help in trade for some riding. Someone wanted to come in and volunteer and flag 2 weekends a month, they could ride the other 2 in exchange, or have a little package of ride fees covered. So what are your thoughts on that? Is that even something that you guys would ever consider, or that you've ever heard of anyone else doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's something that's important to consider, because everybody is feeling it, across the board in every direction, but especially when it comes to heavy machinery, diesel fuel, and all the other variables that a track has to consider before it opens. So I think at the baseline, I think it's important to remember the main mission that we have is we just want to provide a landscape for people to come and ride. So if it is a financial thing at the end of the day, then I think coming to us and just offering anything would be enough. And most times, 9 out of 10 times, we're just going to let you through the gates to come and ride, because we know how much it means for the mind, body, and spirit. But if it came down to it, and it was somebody that was actually looking for, hey man, like I'm willing to put in some work, then we could make a task sheet a mile long that'll kind of minimize the liability on our end, like as much as it'd be like, hey, go hop in that dozer, go hop in that skid steer, grab that chainsaw, go trim that tree. Like, we can't inherit more liability to help that out. But if it's like, hey, there's some rocks out there on the track, you want to go pick up rocks for an hour, you want to flag a local race or a practice, you want to get out on the trails and trim some trees, and then obviously some people are more skilled than others, and we could kind of gauge how to put those labor efforts to work in exchange for some ride time. But again, I think 9 out of 10 times our gates are going to be open to somebody if they're looking to ride and they just don't have the means, but they've already have the transportation out there, they got gas in their bike, all the other stars have aligned to even get on the bike, and they're $30 shy to make it through the gates. Then we're gonna see that, we're gonna feel that with compassion, and we're gonna let them through, and we're not going to think twice about it.
All right, number 4. Check this out. Look up there, 50% off. I just found this super rad helmet, or hat, however you want to say it, up here on the 50 off rack. And then you turn around over here, 30% off, right? You can get a set of gear for 80, 90 bucks. The thing is, with all these companies, especially in the apparel world, is they have to update their apparel to keep it relevant, to keep selling it. So you got to know that they're going to have leftover gear, and they're going to want to off that gear, and they're going to do it cheap. So if you can find that season, if you can find that time where they're about to roll over into the new gear season, get that older stuff, man. It looks tight and it's cheap. All right, as promised, here's your bonus and biggest money saver. The 2 most expensive things, and just horrible things, is getting injured and breaking your bike. Typically, getting injured leads to breaking the bike, or vice versa. So we have the solution to that problem. The ultimate underlying solution to the problem is going to be fixing your own technique. And we have a perfect program to do so. It's called our Pro Level Technique Masterclass. We are closing registration on that. It's going to be shut down for 3 to 4 months, and the price is going to likely double when we open it back up. So if you want to lower the chances of busting yourself in the bike, get signed up before we shut it down.